Well, I've got here a 2009 Redneck Chopper. That's the frame. It's got a 2004 Victory engine and a transmission. Everything on the bike is brand new. Obviously, from bumper to bumper, it's got to be brand new because it's not complete. So this was one of those projects that we picked up and just kind of had all intentions of finishing it. And life gets too busy. Blah blah blah. You take a loss and you let somebody else have it. I'm gonna put this up. If you're watching this video, then you probably saw this ad on eBay, and I'm doing a no limit reserve. I'm starting at $1. So whoever the highest bidder is gonna get this bike. I've got an envelope here, and first thing I'll show you real quick is this is a cost comparison and payment schedule for the guy building the bike. Framed by Redneck, $3,000. And then you can just go through it and just see that it's got, I'll just run through this real quick if you can, just very slowly. Brakes, I mean, you're talking about billet wheels, $3,250. 360 brakes, $1,583. And then there's sale tax on that. You've got LED lights in the rear. You got the belt, drive belt, which actually does not come with it. That didn't have it on there. Let's see what else we got. The gas tank, $1,750. Labor fender struts, $200. For first Springer front end, $589.99. The two tires, $280. Chroming for wheels, $700. And this guy documented everything. Chroming for pipes, $300. Second front end assembly, $700. So he's got $13,047.38 in the build as it is. And there's copies of every check on here. Okay, 2004 Victory motor. It's a 92 cubic inch in transmission, EPA tested, can be fuel injected. I've got a manufacturer's statement of origin on the Redneck Chopper. It comes with a identification number, can be used as a VIN. You can see the assignments on it, kind of like a title. That's the only documentation that I've got on the bike. It's not been registered, does not have a actual state title on it. And that's normal for bikes like this that are in the build stage. And then so, every single receipt, War Pony. Every time a check was written, this guy documented it. $500 at Chrome it. $3,166 at 360 Brake Company. And so on and so forth. I don't want to bore you with all the details. I'll get back to looking at the bike. $3,000. FCA hidden shock frame. 136 tooth belt. Victory engine. And so on and so forth. So I got all this right here. Documentation, photographs of the bike being built. I'm selling this bike, and then let's see, I've got some extra paint for it. I bought this bike, foot pegs, shifter, or a brake, let's see, shifter right here, brake, lever, kickstand, some extra stuff. I bought this bike because, to be honest with you, I like the way it looks like it is. I've had a couple of guys come over and everybody's like, wants to paint it differently and stuff. Well, it's a custom chopper, and that's what you do. Paint it whatever color you want. I loved it because it's got the white wall tires. It's got the drum style brakes, which just stop awesome. They're super expensive. That's a super expensive add-on. And what I really love about these brakes is, when you're driving or when you're at a show or whatever, you're not looking at calipers, you're not looking at rotors. You don't have a big giant brake rotor on the front. You have nothing but wheels, and that is sick. It just looks awesome. White wall tires. These tires haven't seen a quarter of a mile. I mean, they've done nothing but rolled around and then sat up. I don't see any dry rot on the tires or anything. They still like brand new. So I'm also selling it with the stand. So unless the person who wins doesn't want the stand, they say got some really nice stand. This is just an inexpensive stand. These things are about $150 for these stands, but I want somebody to be able to come and know that they can take this thing home and rock this thing out. So I have not heard the engine run. but it's a 2004 Victory, and the guy that we got this bike from, he said that they had tested it and everything. So there you have it. Like I said, envelope full of stuff. Highest bidder is going to win this one. I think this is going to make somebody an awesome winter project. And my brother-in-law has actually built 3 custom choppers, and he was talking to me about he's like, man, you could finish this thing up for about $1,500 worth more of parts and then nothing but labor. I mean, it just needs the handlebars and just a few things, maybe $2,000 tops in another parts, and you'd have one killer chopper. So like I said, personally, I liked this paint. It's got a hammered style paint job on it. I like the color. This kind of that antique turquoise that you see in a lot of older cars that looks so hot with the white wall tires. Also, probably the easiest way to wire this up is going to be to get on eBay and get a used Victory head unit, and everything will plug in. In fact, real quick, let me just pop this off. Pop the tank off, and you can see that the wiring's all there. It looks kind of like a rat's nest, but it's really not. If you start to look at it, you can see it's got a fuse box on it. It's every single end. Every single one of these wires has an end to it. So all the ends off the Victory. And I talked to a custom chopper builder besides my brother-in-law, who also has done them. And he said, man, the easiest thing to do is just get a control unit off of Victory, and literally you're going to go plugging all these things into the Victory. Then boom, you've got a speedometer, you've got all your electronic control. Looks like it's got the computer down here for it. So there you have it. I think some lucky guy I think somebody's going to be super lucky to get this bike. And I'm really bummed, to be honest. I did not want to let this thing go. I've had it sitting. I've owned it all through the summer. I had a couple of guys working on my shop. This was going to be our guy project. We've changed directions in our business. Those guys have gone on and moved on to other projects and doing other stuff. And the bike's just kind of sat in here and gotten forgotten. So I'm going to let somebody else have it, and they're going to have a blast with this. This thing is so awesome. And I just ask one thing: when you finish this bike, even if you paint it or make it look different, call me up, email me a couple pictures, because whoever gets it's going to be having so much fun riding this thing. You can see all the pictures in the video at peachtreeclassiccars.com, and I'll include my actual personal cell phone number on this if anybody's got any questions.